employees did not want on property. Was told to leave, was there to harass the subject, took camera and went in to harass Joseph Lucretio. Were they all in there doing that allegedly, Detective?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this was at a McDonald's?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm entering not guilty, please, indicating that every one of them stand mute. I have not gotten yet to Mr. Adams. All right. I'm gonna need you to fill out 4 different button sheets for me, will you please? Here you go. I got it. Okay. All right, just put the names on there. So, gentlemen, you have the right to remain silent. You do not have to say anything. If you say something in or out of court, orally or in writing, it can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by a lawyer at all subsequent court proceedings. If you ever choose to submit the question with law enforcement officials, you do have the right to be represented by a lawyer at that questioning. Do you understand that, Mr. Poindexter?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Mr. Wazowski?
Sir.
All right, Mr. Perlman, for purposes of arraignment, how does your client wish to proceed?
For purposes of arraignment, Judge, my client would enter not guilty. Please stand mute and waive formal reading of the information.
I will enter not guilty, please, for him. Indicate that he stands mute on both the disturb the peace as well as the stalking charge. What can you add about that, Detective Thurna? We're
Yes,
only
regarding-
charging him under local ordinance though, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, regarding the stalking charge, he made numerous unwanted contacts with Joseph Lucretio throughout the day, and officers responded to multiple calls regarding this throughout the day.
Where does your client live at, Mr. Perlman?
Judge, my client lives in Texas. He has no criminal record. He had a right to be where he was, where this other gentleman was as well. But you know, he's not a flight risk. This is not obviously an assaultive offense. And you know, in terms of the you know, the nature of the allegations, I mean, my client maintains his innocence, but we would ask for a personal bond.
What are you asking for?
Yeah, all three of my clients recently graduated from high school in 2026. At least one of them is gainfully employed. The other two were dishwashers, but they're not employed anymore. However, Judge, they all have a strong family support system. They're not on probation role. They have no priors. I would ask for a personal bond.
Detective Cerner, what are you asking for?
Your Honor, I'd like to, I'm asking the court to give some type of cash bond. Yesterday, I said the officers on the road had about approximately 3 calls come in regarding these gentlemen here causing some type of disturbance. So therefore, I'm asking for a cash bond.
Where do you guys, so Mr. Poindexter, you live in Rockwood?
Yes, sir.
Where do you live, Mr. Smith?
Brownstown.
How about you, sir?
I live in Rockwood.
You know how these guys hooked up with Mr. Adams here? I'm asking you, Detective, do you know? He's from Texas and they're from,
I believe Mr. Adams is a social media online streamer. I believe these 3 gentlemen here saw his stream and wanted to meet up where he was streaming at regarding him following around this Joseph Crucio throughout the city of Woodhaven.
kind of contacts did he have that would justify a stalking charge? Mr. Adams, I'm talking about.
He was Joe was at the McDonald's in the morning. Then they followed him back to his house shortly after. I know the officers transported Joe to the police station to get away from this Adams and his group of people, and they walked into our station lobby asking for him. And then the officers took him back to McDonald's, and the group here followed him back there again.
Your Honor, if I may,
Sure.
my client has actually a contract from the owner of the residence allowing him to be at that residence. The complainant, he was squatting at that residence. My client was lawfully in that residence. Furthermore, he was at a McDonald's, and when he was asked to leave the property, he left the property. That's it. There was no stalking. The first time this person ever encountered my client was yesterday. My client had permission to be there from the owner, as opposed to the complainant who did not have permission to be there.
Well, they've
So,
just charged under local ordinance, just so, as you know, that's just a 90 or 93-day misdemeanor. It's not the 1 year, but I'm not necessarily disagreeing. I don't know enough about the case. How much does your client make, Mr. Perlman, in it, whatever he does for a living?
Your Honor, I don't have that specific number at this time. I would just indicate that he is a public YouTube presence, which requires him to maintain his reputation and again resolve this legal matter. He's not a flight risk. His public identity is built on accountability and transparency. He live streams his activities and operates openly with law enforcement agencies across the country. In fact, the incident is available on YouTube right now. There's complete transparency. Again, this is not an assaultive offense. First time my client ever encountered this person was yesterday. He has the means to travel and the means to return, and the court can be assured, and he's retained counsel, and the court can be assured of his appearance through the standard conditions. And we're asking for a personal bond and that he be able to travel as required for his work. He's not a danger to the community. He's in fact assisted in the arrest and prosecution of dozens of people across multiple states in cooperation with law enforcement. So we're respectfully asking for a personal bond, Judge.
Mr. Poindexter? Sir. Mr. Wilczewski and Mr. Smith, I'm going to give you a personal bond of $500. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. You must appear in court as directed. You're not to enter or go near 22172 West Road in the city of Woodhaven. You're not to have any contact with prosecution witnesses except through your lawyer. You're not to have any contact, no contact whatsoever with Joseph Lucrecio. You understand that? You cannot write, phone, see, text, email him. You cannot have anybody else do any of those things for you on your behalf. Do you understand that, Mr. Poindexter?
Sir.
Do you understand that, Mr. Smith? And do you understand that, Mr. Wojciechowski?
Sir.
I'm gonna set the bond on the stalking case. I'll give you a $10,000 personal bond. You can leave the state without the consent of the court. Mr. Adams, you cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. I'm telling you, no contact at all with this Joseph Lucrecio. You cannot write, phone, see, text, email him. You cannot go back to 22172 West Road in Woodhaven. No contact with prosecution witnesses. Again, no contact